Now, I will discuss about Lagrange's mean value theorem. Lagrange's mean value theorem. Okay, this is general theorem. Rolle's theorem is particular part of this theorem. In this theorem, also we are requiring the knowing the statement. So, a statement of Lagrange's mean value theorem. Here also, if fx is defined in closed interval AB such that first condition, here only two conditions. Okay, fx is continuous in closed interval and second, fx is differentiable in open interval AB. Then, in Rolle's theorem there was three conditions, here only two conditions. If these two conditions are satisfied, these are the condition of Lagrange mean value theorem for a function in interval AB. Only continuity in closed interval and differentiability in open interval. Then we get a result. Then there exists a real number. There exists a real number C belongs to AB such that f dash C equals to fb minus fa upon b minus a. Okay, this is the statement. These are the two conditions of mean value theorem. Fx is continuous and differentiable. Continuous in closed interval, differentiable in open interval. Then we can get a value C between a and b such that derivative of the function at C is equals to fb minus fa upon b minus a. Clear? This is the statement of Lagrange mean value theorem. So remember it always. Very, very important theorem. Clear? Here we see that derivative is equals to this. Clear? Now we are trying to understanding geometrical meaning. Geometrical meaning here similar. Suppose this is our frame, y-axis is this and this is x-axis, origin. Suppose A is here and B is here. Now here fa equal to fb is not, so we can suppose this is a point what is the point? A, Fa. This is Fa, this is A. So this is the point A. or FB is here or here or here, anywhere. Okay, suppose this FB equals to this, not equal. Clear? F B F B. So this is the point. This is point A. This is point B. This is the coordinate of this point. Coordinate of A is AFA. Coordinate of B BFB. Clear? Now, since function is continuous in closed interval, so we can draw the graph continue. Clear? So you can draw this graph like this, or in a single curve, or in a double curve, triple curve. Suppose we are getting like this. Okay. Suppose this is the curve. What? Y equals to fx. This is the curve. Clear? Now, since curve is continuous, so we can draw tangents at each point, each of the point of this curve. So, whenever we draw the graph of the function, suppose A to B, here will be tangent. Now here, suppose connect this A to B. Connect A to B. This is a chord A to B. Clear? Chord A to B. Chord A to B. Because we have to only connect A to B. Then A B. Chord A B. The slope of chord A B. Slope of chord AB equals to what? You know, slope of two connecting two points x1 y1 x2 y2 y2 minus y1 upon x2 upon minus x1. So FB minus FA upon B minus FB minus FA upon B minus A. Clear? So there exists a real number, maybe more than one number. Maybe more than one number. That's why, suppose tangent, we can draw the tangent at all point of this curve. Whenever the tangent at this point, this is tangent at point C1. This is tangent at point C2. This is tangent at point C3. So there are 3 points at which the tangent to the curve is parallel to the chord. At C2 also tangent is parallel to the chord. At C3 also tangent is parallel to the chord. Okay? And tangent to the curve at some point is given by derivative of the function at that point. That is f dash c1, slope of this tangent is f dash c1, slope of this tangent is f dash c2, slope of this tangent is f dash c3. These are the value. And also we know that the slope of parallel lines are equal. So chord and tangents are parallel. So slope of the tangent, that is f dash c, is equals to the slope of the chord AB. So slope of tangent at C is equals to f dash c. Both must be equal because chord and tangent are parallel, chord and tangent are parallel, chord and tangent are parallel. So these two values must be equal. That's why we are getting like this. This is the geometrical meaning of Lagrange mean value theorem. What is the geometrical meaning? If a function is continuous in closed interval AB, is differentiable in open interval AB, then we can get a point between A and B such that at that point slope of the tangent is equals to the slope of the chord joining the points A and B. Joining the points A and B. Chord joining the points at A and B. At A and B. These are the point. This is the point corresponding to A. We can get the value of Y. Similarly, B corresponding to B. So, slope of the tangents and chord are equal. Clear? Physical meaning also we can understand. This is geometrical meaning. This is geometrical meaning. Geometrical meaning. Geometrical meaning. Okay. Geometrical meaning. Now physical meaning. Physical meaning. Suppose a particle moving from A to a straight line, but from A is the starting time. A is the starting time. A particle move from A to B. First initial time is starting time A and next time is B. In between these, the speed, average speed, how can you find? If this is T is time, then how can you get the average speed? Particle move function is, so given distance, so how can get FB minus FA upon B minus A. This will be the average speed of the particle which moves from A to B in a straight. Okay. Because from A to B. Because speed and force working along tangential line. That's why here in between A and B, average speed will be FB minus FA upon B minus A. Clear? And instantaneous speed is given by derivative. We know by physics. Is instantaneous not at any point. Speed is given by derivative. So if between these two time, if there is a point C, then instantaneous speed at this time, that is f dash C, because instantaneous speed is given by derivative. So at time C, this is instantaneous derivative, and this is equals to average speed. So physical meaning is what? If a particle moving from A to time t, A to time B, then the average speed of the particle between A and B is equals to the instantaneous speed at any time between A and B f dash C. Clear? These are the physical meaning. Physical meaning. Okay? Means instantaneous speed equals to average speed. Instantaneous speed is equals to average speed of particle. This is the physical meaning. This is geometrical meaning of this theorem, Lagrange mean value theorem. So, also we are getting questions how verify Lagrange mean value theorem. So, we have to test these two conditions. If these two conditions are satisfied and your value of C getting from this relation must be in between A and B, then theorem will be verified. Clear? So, now take a question. for verification of Lagrange mean value theorem. Okay, here fx equal to root x square minus 4 is the function and interval is 2 to 4, and we have to verify mean value theorem for this function in the interval. So solution is given function is what? Fx equals to root of x square minus 4 and interval is 2 to 4. Clear? Interval is 2 to 4. Now we have to verify Lagrange mean value theorem. For verification of Lagrange mean value theorem, we have to test for checking for the condition. Okay, condition. The first condition is what? Continuity of the function. Here we see that for any value of this interval, maybe 2, maybe 4, or in between value, for each value of x, the value of the function will have definite and unique. So that's why the value of the function is equals to the limit of the function at each point of this interval. So function is continuous at this interval, on this interval. Here for each x belongs to 2, 4, for each x belongs to 2, 4, fx will have definite and unique value. So the limit of the function, limit of fx is equals to value of function, value of fx. This is implies fx is continuous. Fx is continuous in 2 to 4. Continuity, first condition is satisfied. Now second, derivative f dash x equals to here f dash x equal to derivative of this function. What will be the derivative of this function? A square root function. So 1 upon 2 root x square minus 4. Clear? And also derivative of this 4 ka 0 to 2x. That is equals to what? X upon root of 4 minus x square minus 4. X square minus 4. X square minus 4. This is the derivative. It is very clear that this value exists in open interval 2, 4. Open interval means there will be not 2. Because if we take 2, then this will be 0. So 2 नहीं लेना है. So which clearly which exist in open interval 2, 4. Clearly which exist in open interval 2, 4. That is derivative exist. That is differentiable. Function is differentiable. Function is differentiable in 2, 4 open interval. Thus we see that two conditions of Lagrange mean value theorem are satisfied for the function fx equal to this in interval 2, 4. Now for verification of Lagrange mean value theorem, we have to find the value of c by using the condition, the relation of Lagrange mean value theorem, and that value of c at least one value of C must be in between 2 and 4. So, and also now we see that for f dash C equals to fb minus fa upon b minus a, where a equals to 2, b equals to 4. So try to find the value of C. Value of C by using the condition of Lagrange mean value theorem, this f dash C. After this line, f dash C means derivative f dash x equal to this. So f dash C equals to C upon root x, C upon root C square minus 4, C upon root C square minus 4 derivative of dash C equals to FB. FB means B means what? F of 4 minus f of 2 upon 4 minus 2. So this is equals to what? F4. F4 means root of F4. 4 square minus 4 minus F2 means 2 square minus 4 upon 4 minus 2. So this is equals to what? 16 minus 4. 16 minus 4. That is root 12 minus 4 minus 4 0 0 minus root of 0 upon 2. So we get C upon root of C square minus 4 equals to root 12. Root 12 means 2 root 3. 2 root 3 upon 2. Root 12 means 2 root 3. Because 2 अंदर जाएगा 4, 4 into 3, 12. So 2 root 3 upon 2 equals to what? Root 3. Now solve it and see whether the value of any value of C lie in 2 to 4. Here C equals to, transferring this value to here, root 3 into root of C square minus 4. Now solve it. How can you solve it? Squaring both sides. Squaring both sides. So C square equals to 3 into C square minus 4. Now C square equals to 3C square minus 12. It can be solved and C can be found like what? This is equals to 3C square minus C square equals to 12. Okay, transferring. Now 2C square equals to 12. Now C square equals to 6. C equals to plus minus root of 6. Here we see that C equals to root of 6 belongs to 2 to 4. Positive value root 6 belongs to 2 4. तो open interval में value मिल गया. That is, here we see that for C equals to root 6 belongs to this, f dash C equals to f of 4 minus f of 2 upon 4 minus 2. Condition satisfied over, because from this condition we are finding the value of C. So for this value, this condition is satisfied. That is Lagrange mean value theorem satisfied. Thus, Lagrange mean value theorem is verified. Okay. So, this is the technique of verification of Lagrange mean value theorem. First of all, you have to test two conditions. If two conditions are satisfied, then by taking relation, this relation, you have to find the value of C. C must be in between the interval, open interval. Clear? Take another question. Find a point on the parabola. Find a point on the parabola y equal to x minus 3k square where the tangent is parallel to the chord. Where the tangent is parallel to the chord joining the point 30 and 40. Okay. So let us solve it. Here tangent is parallel to a line joining two points, that is chord. Tangent is parallel to chord, that is we have to use Lagrange mean value theorem here. Clear? Because tangent is parallel to line, parallel to the chord joining the two points 30 and 40. Function is this. So here we have to use Lagrange mean value theorem. Here we use Lagrange mean value theorem. Given function fx equals to what? X minus 3 square. X minus 3 square function. Clear? And take interval. What will be the interval? Joining two points 30 and 40. So, interval is in interval 3, 4. Because points are 30 and 40. That is A and B. So, use Lagrange mean value theorem. Now, test first condition first. Here we see that for each value of this interval, function has a definite and unique value. For each x belongs to 3, 4, fx has unique and definite value. So, definite value. So, limit of fx is equals to value of fx at each x belongs to 3, 4. That is implies fx is continuous. Fx is continuous in 3, 4. Clear? In a similar fashion as the Rolle theorem, the function is continuous. This is first condition. The second condition, derivative of function. Here, derivative. What will be the derivative? Derivative of this equals to 2x minus 3 into 1. That is 2x minus 3. This is the derivative. It is very clear that it exists in the open interval 3. Clearly it exists in open interval 3, 4. Clear? Open interval 3, 4. Implies derivative exists means function is differentiable. Fx is differentiable. Differentiable in 3, 4. Okay. So we see that two conditions of Lagrange mean value theorem exist. That is, Lagrange mean value theorem can be applied. For that, we have to find the value of c. If there must be a value of c from the condition of Lagrange main value theorem in between 3 and 4. Now, we have what value? F dash c equals to fb minus fa upon b minus a. This is the condition for of Lagrange main value theorem. By using this condition, we have to find the value of c, where a equals to what? A equals to 3, b equals to 4. Where? Okay. Now, to find the value of c. If there exists c between 3 and 4, then the tangent at that point will be parallel to the chord joining 3 to 4. So, now we have to find the value of c, and then finally we will find the point at which tangent is parallel to the chord. Okay, by using this, implies f dash c equals to f of 4 minus f of 3. Clear? Okay. Upon 4 minus 3. Now solve it. F dash c means 2x minus 3. 2x minus 3 equals to f4. Fx equals to what? X minus 3 square. So, x minus 3 square means 4 minus 3 square minus 3 minus 3 square. X minus 3 square upon 4 minus 3, 1. This is equals to what? 4 minus 3 square means 1 square. 1 minus 0 upon 1 equals to 1. So, from here, 2x minus 6 equals to 1. Okay? From here, x equals to 7 by 2. X, or c, here will be c. C minus 3, 2c minus c equals to 7 by 3. And we see that 7 by 2 belongs to 3 to 4. 7 by 2, we get 7 by 2, this belongs to 3 by 4. That is, Lagrange main value theorem is verified. And so we can say that at this point, tangent is parallel to the chord. So, now we have to find the point. Because in this question, we have to find the point. Implies Lagrange mean value theorem is satisfied. Is satisfied. So, and for c means x equals to c equals to 7 by 2, y equals to x minus 3 square equals to x means 7 by 2 minus 3 square equals to what? 7 by 2 means 7 minus 6 by 2 square means 1 by 2 square means 1 by 4. 1 by 4. Y equals to 1 by 4. So, at c equals to 7 by 4, that is at point x equals to 7 by 2 and y equals to 1 by 4. This is the point. Our required point is this. At this, that is at this, the tangent is parallel to chord joining to chord joining 30 and 40. Okay, so this is the required point. Clear? So this type of question can be solved by using Lagrange mean value theorem. So try to solve some questions. Okay.
Question 3 of exercise 5.8. If f minus 5 to 5 to r is a differentiable function and if f dash x does not vanish anywhere, then prove that f minus 5 is not equals to f5. Okay, this question is related to mean value theorem. Okay, so let us solve it. Here this is the given question. Solve. Here f minus 5 to r is a differentiable function. Differentiable. We know that every differentiable function is continuous. D implies C. Every differentiable function is continuous. That's why function f is continuous and differentiable on both minus 5 to 5. This is differentiable. So also continuous. So both continuous and differentiable on both on the minus 5 and 5 interval. So by mean value theorem we can apply mean value theorem. There exists some c in minus 5 to 5 such that f dash c equals to fb minus fa upon b minus a, where a equals to minus 5 and b equals to 5. Clear? F dash c equals to this. Now given that f dash x does not vanish anywhere, that means f dash x equals to not 0 for any value of x. Okay, so f dash c equals to not 0. Clear? That is f dash c means by mean value theorem what? f5 minus f minus 5 upon 5 minus 5 equals to not 0. Clear? So fb minus fa upon b minus a is not equals to 0. This is equal to not 0. That is this is equal to not 0. Okay, this is not 0. That is this is not 0. In place of a minus 5, place of b 5, we can write like this. Okay, now solving this 5 5 10 10. Okay, so this is equals to not 0 into 10. This is not equals to 0. This is not equals to 0. That means this is equal to f5 equal to not f minus 5. So by mean value theorem, by using mean value theorem, we have proved it. F minus 5 equals to not f5. Okay, so here we use mean value theorem to solve these questions. Okay, so this was the solution 3 of exercise 5.8. Okay, it's proved. Okay, now take question 4 of exercise 5.8. Verify mean value theorem. Here we have to verify mean value theorem. If fx equal to x square minus 4x minus 3, fx equal to this, in the interval ab where a equals to 1, b equals to 4, we have to verify mean value theorem. Okay, so let us solve this solution. In this question we are given fx equal to x square minus 4x minus 3, where x belongs to ab, ab is a equal to 1, b equal to 4, this is 1 4 is interval. According to mean value theorem, we know that mean value theorem says what? Condition of mean value theorem, function is continuous in closed interval ab, differentiable in open interval ab. If both conditions satisfied, then there exists some c belongs to open interval ab such that f dash c equals to fb minus f upon b minus a. Clear? So this is mean value theorem. Okay, so we have to verify this mean value theorem. That means we are testing, first of all we have to test these two conditions. If these two conditions are satisfied, and then by using this formula we have to find the value of C, and C must belongs to A and B. Then we can say the mean value theorem is verified. Okay, so let us start. So condition 1, that is what? Fx is continuous. So for that, here we are given fx equal to x square minus 4x minus 3. This is a polynomial, implies fx is polynomial, and every polynomial function is continuous. Therefore fx is continuous at x belongs to 1 4, interval is 1 4. That is fx is continuous in 1 4. First condition is satisfied. Now condition second, fx is differentiable. We have to prove, check. Here fx equal to x square minus 4x minus 3. Okay, this is a polynomial and every polynomial function is differentiable. So fx is differentiable at x belongs to 1 4. Implies, or this part we can prove like this, finding derivative, we can see that derivative exists. Okay, so we see that fx equal to x square minus 4x minus 3, differentiated f dash x equal to 2x minus 4. Clear? 2x minus 4, which exists in the interval 1 4, very clearly exists, which exists in 1 4. Any value of between 1 and 4, if we put for x here, this value will exist, there is derivative exists, it is differentiable, function is differentiable in open interval 1 4. Okay, that is either this or this. We can give any of these two logic for checking of condition 2. So condition 2 is also satisfied. Now third is this, what? Finding value of C. Okay, here fx equal to this x square minus 4x minus 3. Clear? Now f dash equals f dash, find f dash x, then you differentiate it with respect to x, 2x minus 4. Okay, now f dash c equals to, in place of x you can put f dash c equals to 2c minus 4, that is f dash c equals to 2c minus 4, and here a equals to 1, b equals to 4, so we have to find fa equals to f1, fa equals to f1. F1 means in place of x you put 1 square minus 4 into 1 minus 3, that means value is 1 minus 4 minus 3 equal to minus 6. Okay, similarly fb equals to f4, b equals to 4, so f4 means here in place of x put 4 square minus 4 into 4 minus 3, so get 16 minus 16 minus 3 minus 3, here minus 6 minus 3. Okay, so these three values, we have to put these three values in this formula. Now by that we have to find the value of C. Okay, by mean value theorem f dash c equals to fb minus fa upon b minus a. Now put the value f dash c equals to this here, fb minus 3 fa minus 6, this equals to f dash c equals to minus 3 plus 6 upon 3, that is 3 by 3, that is f dash c equals to 1. Okay, f dash c equals to 1, and f dash c equals to what? 2c minus 4 equals to 1. So solving it, 2c equals to what? 1 plus 4, that is c equals to 5 by 2. C equals to, from here c equals to 5 by 2. The value of c equals to 5 by 2, which lies between 1 4. 5 by 2 means 2.5. So it lies in the interval 1 4. That is c belongs to, c equal to 5 by 2 belongs to 1 4. That is, hence the mean value theorem satisfied, because c belongs to the open interval. This is the this should be the result for mean value theorem. So in third condition we have to find the value of c by the condition of mean value theorem and test whether c belongs to open interval or not. Here c belongs to open interval, that means mean value theorem is satisfied. Clear? So this is the step. Okay, one by one, c equals to 5. This is 5. 5 belongs to this. So mean value theorem is satisfied. Okay, so this is the verification of mean value theorem. The first of all, you have to check for satisfaction of two condition, and then third condition, by taking the condition of mean value theorem, you have to find the value of c and check whether c belongs to open interval or not. If belongs to open interval, then mean value theorem is satisfied. If not belongs to, then not satisfied. So here mean value theorem is satisfied in the question 4 of exercise 5.8. Okay. Take question 5 of exercise 5.8. Verify mean value theorem for function fx equal to x cube minus 5x square minus 3x in the interval a b or a equal to 1, b equal to 3. Find all c belongs to 1, 3 for which f dash c equals to 0. Okay. So here we have to verify first mean value theorem. So let us solve it. Here given fx equal to x cube minus 5x square minus 3x in AB. A means 1, B means 3. And we know that mean value theorem is this. That is, there are two conditions. F is continuous and F is differentiable. Continuous in closed interval, differentiable in open interval. And then if these two satisfied, then we can get some point in open interval AB. For that, this condition will be satisfied. That is the mean value theorem. Okay. So one by one, we have to test condition 1. Here we are given fx equal to x cube minus 5x square minus 3x. This is a polynomial, and we know that every polynomial is function is continuous function. That's why function is continuous at x belongs to 1, 3, and implies fx is continuous in closed interval 1, 3. Now condition 2, here fx equal to x cube minus 5x square minus 3x. Here also this is a polynomial, and every polynomial function is differentiable. That's why fx is differentiable at x belongs to 1, 3. Now fx equal to x cube minus 5x square minus 3x. These two conditions. Here differentiate it. F dash x equal to 3x square minus 10x minus 3, x belongs to 1, 3. And this is the derivative. Two condition, condition 2 is satisfied, differentiable. That's now further process. We have to find the value of c and checking, and we have to test whether c belongs to AB or not. So here f dash x equal to this. Now f dash c equals to 3c square, because in place of x you have to put c, f dash c, f dash c. So 3c square minus 10c minus 3. This is the f dash c. Now fa equals to, that is also fx equal to this. So fa means f1, here 1, f1, put 1 in place of x here. So f1 cube minus 5, 1 square minus 3 into 1, that is 1 minus 5 minus 3 minus 7. Clear? F equal to minus 7. And fb equals to f3. f3 means what? 3 cube minus 5, 3 square minus 3 into 3, that is 3 cube minus 5, 3 square minus 3 into 3. Here solving 27 minus 45 minus 9 equals to minus 27. So now put the value in this condition by mean value theorem. Condition of mean value theorem, f dash c equals to fb minus fa upon b minus a. So f dash c means 3c square minus 10c minus 3. We have got already. Now fb and put the value of fb, fa, b and a. This is the value. Putting, now solving it, 3c square minus 10c minus 3 equals to this, minus 27 minus 10, here and right hand side minus 10. So solving it, 10 taking on the left hand side, here will be plus 7, so 3c square, 10c minus 3 plus 10, this is plus 7. Okay, now solve it, factorizing, we have to find the value of c. Here will be the value of c minus 1, 7, c minus 1, 10c can be written minus 3c minus 7c. For factorization, middle term factorization like this, 3c, c minus 1, 7c, c minus 1 is common out, then 3c minus 7 is equal to, that is c equals to 1 and 7 by 3. Here interval is 1 to 3. Here 7 by 3. 7 by 3 c equals to 1. 7 by 3 belongs to. Since c equals to 7 by 3 lies between 1 and 3. 7 by 3 means like 2 point something. So it lies between 1 and 3. That is in open interval. See, this value belongs to the open interval, not closed, open interval, in between value. So mean value theorem is verified because one of the value is there. Okay, c is not because in open interval. So mean value theorem is verified. Here will be open interval. Okay, 1 does not belongs to open interval. This belongs to 1 3. So mean value theorem is verified. Now for f dash c equals to 0, you have to find the value of c which belongs to 1 to 3. F dash c equals to 0. So now now according to questions we need to find c belongs to 1 3 for which f dash c equals to 0. So take f dash c equals to 0 implies f dash c means 3c square minus 10c minus 3 equal to 0. We have got earlier this. So now solving it. Okay, the above equation is of the form what? In which form? Ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. Clear? So its solution is given by x equal to minus b plus minus root b square minus 4ac by 2a by quadratic formula. So you have to put a means 3, b means minus 10, c means minus 3. So put in this equation in place of b minus 10, in place of b minus 10, in place of a 3 and in place of c minus 3. So put here. Now solving it, 100 minus 3 plus 36, 100 minus 36, 100 plus 36. Okay, 10 plus minus root 100 plus 30, 136 minus 6. Okay, c equals to 10 plus minus here minus 6 is here. So root 1 plus 36. Now solving it, plus minus 6. Okay, c equals to 10 plus minus this. Here 2 into a means 3. Sorry, here not 3, minus 3 plus 3 into 6. Okay, then c equals to 10 plus minus root of this 2 into 2 4 into 34. Okay, 2 into 2 into 4 136 can be written as like 2 into 2 into 34. So from here 2 taken out the square root. So 10 plus minus 2 root 34 by 6. 2 take common out and then 2 can be cancelled out. So 5 plus minus root 34 by 2 by 6 means 3. So 5 plus minus root 34 by 3. That is c equals to 5 plus root 34 by 3 implies c equals to 5 plus, taking plus sign, 5 plus 5.83 by this 5 5 10 10 by 3 10.83 implies c equals to 3.61 approximately 3.61. This is the value of c equal to 3.6 and also taking this is outside the interval. For we have to find the value of c which lies between this interval. Okay, 3.61 is outside the interval, so it cannot be the value of c or targeted value. Here c equal to 5 minus root 3 34 by 3 once taking plus sign, this is not the value. Taking minus sign, that is 5 minus 5.3, that is minus 0.83 by 3. This is equals to minus 0.28. This is also not the value of this interval. That's why here there is no c. So thus c equal to this and c equal to this. Both the values do not lie in the interval 1 3. So hence there exists no value of c belongs to 1 3 for which f dash c equals to 0. Okay, so this was the question of 5 of exercise 5.8. Here first of all we have to verify mean value theorem and then find the value of c, but here there is no value of c for which f dash c equals to 0. Okay, so this was the solution of exercise question 5 of exercise 5.8. Okay, question 6 of exercise 5.8. Examine the applicability of mean value theorem in the following cases. Function is greatest integer function, first interval 5 9, second interval minus 2 2, and the third function is x square minus x for x belongs to 1 to 2. Same questions as question 1 of this exercise. There was a Rolle theorem for verification of Rolle theorem, here verification of mean value theorem. Okay, so let us solve one by one. First, taking one function is fx equals to greatest integer function for x belongs to 5 9, interval is 5 9. So let us solve it. Okay, we know the mean value theorem is applicable to the function f b to r if the following two conditions of are the following two conditions of if the following two conditions of mean value theorem is satisfied. Two conditions. First, f is continuous in closed interval ab, f is differentiable in open interval ab. These two condition is satisfied, then function is mean value theorem can be applied. Okay, here greatest integer function is given. Greatest integer function is like that, greatest integer, this gives value the greatest integer just less than or equals to x. That is, if value of x is 3, then value of function is 3. If 3.1, then 3, just less than or equal integer, so 3. 3.99 is also 3, 2.99 also 2. This is the greatest integer just less than or equals to x. That is, if these are the x, then value of this function is like this. Similarly, in general, going by same concept, so suppose value of c, x is c are the integer value. So c, then c. C plus means c plus some value, so it gives c minus some value, just like 4 minus some point, that means will be 3. So 1 less than c minus, then c minus 1. So that means what? Function is not continuous at integral point, because left hand limit, right hand limit not equal. The greatest integer function is neither continuous in closed interval 5 9 nor open interval in 5 9, because there is some integers at integral points. Greatest integer function is never continuous, because greatest integer function is discontinuous at all integral points. That's why here some integral points are present, between 5 to 9, in 6 7 8, there are at that point the function will be not continuous. Not continuous means not differentiable, so mean value theorem cannot be applied. So function is not continuous and not differentiable. Okay, the condition of mean value theorem is not satisfied, therefore mean value theorem is not applicable for this case, first function. Now taking second, f x equals to greatest integer function. Okay, so here interval minus 2 to 2, same reason, keep the same logic. Mean value theorem is applicable to the function f av to r if the following two conditions are satisfied. First is differentiable, continuous in closed interval, and differentiable in open interval. The greatest integer function is like this. Okay, here interval minus 2 to 2, there is also point integral points, because in greatest integer function is not continuous in the at integral point. This interval contains integral point 0 1. That's why at that point function is not continuous, so not interval, not differentiable. That is, greatest integer function f is neither continuous in closed interval this nor differentiable in open interval this, therefore function is not continuous and differentiable. Our mean value theorem is not satisfied, condition of mean value theorem is not satisfied, so thus mean value theorem is not applicable also in this case, in second case. Now third case, x square minus 1 fx for x belongs to 1 2. Here we see that the function is x square minus 1 for x belongs to 1 2. Here equal to 1, b equal to this and this. Okay, first of all we have to test. This is the mean value theorem. We know about condition, these two conditions are satisfied, then there must be some value in c in ab such that that is the finding value of c, and test is whether c belongs to ab or not. Okay, so here f is equal to this, So condition 1 testing fx equal to x square minus 1, this is polynomial, so polynomial function is continuous, therefore this function is continuous at interval 1 2. Okay, that is continuous in interval closed interval 1 2. Second condition fx is x square minus 1, here fx is polynomial, every polynomial function is also differentiable, that's why function is differentiable at x equal to 1 2. Or we can say that fx equal to x square minus 1, then finding derivative to x, which is also exist in the interval 1 2, open interval 1 2, because any value between this interval, if you put here, then you can get the value, existing value. So derivative exists in this interval, so function is differentiable in open interval 1 2. That is mean value theorem can be applied. Fx is equal to this. Now f dash x equals to 2x minus 0. Okay, differentiate it. Now f dash c equals to 2x minus 2c, f dash c. Now fx equal to x square minus 1, so fa and fb, fa means f1, f1 means put here 1, 1 square minus 1 equals to 1 minus 1 equals to 0, also fb equals to f2, that is 2 square minus 1 equals to 4 minus 1 equals to 3, so fb equals to 3. Now put these values in my mean value theorem condition. So by mean value theorem, f dash c equals to fb minus fa upon v minus a. So putting the values, to c equals to 3 minus 0 by 2 minus 1. Now solving it, to c equals to 3 by 1, that is c equals to 3 by 2. C equals to 3 by 2, 1.5. This belongs to this interval, open interval. Okay, c equal to 3 by 2 lies between 1 and 2. That is c equal to 3 by 2 belongs to 1, open interval 1 2. That is mean value theorem is satisfied. And then the third condition, here mean value theorem is satisfied, because two conditions are satisfied, and by taking this condition we have to find the value of c or which belongs to open interval 1 2. That's why mean value theorem is satisfied. Okay, so that was the question of 6 of exercise 5.1. Okay.